From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
It's a big afternoon of Afternoons LALATE from Los Angeles, Santa Monica, California, with your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In today's recording, we go over the incredible great news as the CBO report signaled that the recon should be done, and guess what? The recon will get done. In this recording, we'll go over the passage of the recon, fourth stimulus recon, in the month of January. Leader Schumer, in a new statement minutes ago, said that the recon will go for a vote. I told you this over the weekend, and that the recon will get passed. I told you this over the weekend. And the Senate changes will be coming, and also told you over the weekend. The recon will pay you a lot, upwards of $15,000, and this vote will happen and will pass the recon despite the wranglings between Joe Manchin and the rest of the world since last Thursday. All the latest details over this incredible recon that is going to the finish line, says Leader Schumer. In a new letter released minutes ago, I have it for you in this recording. Incredible, great news. The checks will amount to about $45,000 on the third stimulus, but have so far repaid viewers an additional sums of money. This is your Christmas stimulus, your holiday stimulus. And there's still time and place to get that money. It's about $5,000 in your wallet. This is third stimulus. You can get it this week to pay your bills. I'll show you how you get this incredible money and how viewers have continued to have success stories, and today will be your day to have that success story as well. We'll be turning to student loan debt forgiveness, the offer on the table and why the Democrats should take it, this stimulus, and what's happening on January 1st with your COLA raise and what happens thereafter with the SNAP benefits, going up, going down, where are they going? I'll have all the latest analysis as well. Then I'll be turning back to what happened in the days from Wednesday to today. A very fluid situation. If you missed the weekend recordings, I'll give you a rundown of what to go. Plus, I'll have my analysis of the situation, because guess what? So far this week, I'm batting 100. I told you that there was going to be a problem with Joe Manchin on Wednesday. I told you there's going to be a problem on Joe Manchin on Thursday. And I told you that they would still be calling the vote come January 1, whether or not they have the support of Joe Manchin. And they are. Those incredible great details with the statement for Leader Schumer that says the recon's going to get passed in January. Plus the latest on that MSC, multiple IRS stimulus checks, the way to get big money from third stimulus. How viewers continue to rock and roll and clean up in this incredible recon. Those incredible details. Plus you see a glimpse of the revamped holiday set. I'm excited for you across the board. The excitement starts right here, right now, as Afternoons LALATE goes underway, starting direct from Santa Monica, California. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day and happy holidays. The recon will get passed in the month of January, and the vote will happen, and it will get passed in some format or the format it is right now, says Leader Schumer in a new letter released minutes ago. It signals exactly what I told you was going to happen. Senate changes to a recon that so far pays at least $15,000 and could add in there the MSC because the situation is far from over. But no time to wait for the month of January. You can get your money right today from third stimulus. Wow, viewers are cleaning up. Average $5,000 after they got $45,000 earlier this year. This is the big success story of the month of December this year. And guess what? We did it last year. And at the rate we're going, we're probably going to do it next year as well. This is big money. I'm going to show you how to get big wads of cash in your wallet this week. Then we'll be turning to that student loan debt forgiveness, the latest details on this stimulus, and what you need to know going into these final days of the year when we're awaiting our COLA raise and that SNAP impact next year. Plus, I'll have the latest guidance on the Fed Reserve and get a glimpse into a new show coming to this channel. Very exciting afternoon show. Very, very exciting day. We're all back on path to get this recon done. So subscribe, like this video, and consider becoming a member. First, subscribe. Go right on this video and become a part of the #1 most watched geopolitical news channel in America. Join this channel by becoming a member to sign up for that newsletter. Membership link is under the video. Become a Purple Hawk right today and sign up for those LA Late alerts. It's also in the description of the video, news.com/alerts. It's totally free, and I want you part of this incredible family. With the latest surge of Omicron and the latest details of what's happening with the COVID situation. I'll be touching to that as well later in this video, but first let's go over these incredible sums of check in this recon. There is at least $15,000 of checks in this incredible recon, the biggest payout you ever see in the history of this channel. We're going to go over each of these one at a time and show you how they're still in there across the board, and you're going to need them in the face of the surge of COVID. So let's go over each of those checks right now with the first cluster of checks. Wow. Hazard pay got in there, staying in there for my earned income tax credit for one more year. Get a pen and paper ready and write down all these notes, because when this becomes law, you want to bounce and get this money before anyone else as a Purple Hawk. Hawk, hawk. Then they have $4,000 of elder care in there, $4,000 of care for young children. They got the Pell Grant in their $550 checks. They got in there the money to repair your home if you live in a low-income community. They got in there the CTC, $3,600 for the care of the young child. And then they got $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle. Incredible. How do you like the flashing lights? It's like a Kanye video. Flashing lights. Now, if you like the lights strobe, or if you like them sort of like a marquee, yeah, there's like a setting on the lights. I can do it like 5 different ways. I can change it every hour, sort of like Joe Manchin's opinions. It's the mansion lights. They just sort of change with the hour. There we go. I had to go in with that one. Let's go to the second add-on of checks. It comes from the illustrious Maxine Waters here from Southern California. It's been brutally cold here lately. How's the weather where you are? Jump in the live chat and tell me how the weather is. You feel that I'm in a good mood? I am, because I'm so excited for Chuck Schumer. I mean, he did exactly what he's supposed to do. We're going to get to that in just a second. $25,000 she want to give you for the purchase of your first home. Wow, that's incredible. But you got a little bit less. Let's go to the second cluster of checks. Home repairs and paid leave. Incredible. They got it in there, the paid leave, and it's still staying in there. The Senate parliamentarian did not remove it. They got in there also the household tax credit, universal pre-kindergarten, and then they got in there money to weatherize your home. Weatherize your home? Christmas decorations? No. This is not weatherizing your home, folks. This is holiday in your home. Holiday in your home. You know, we have a few new ornaments. I could not believe I had so many purple ornaments. I just, yeah, just inherent gut reaction. Just happen to always buy purple. I don't know. Yeah, I start seeing them. The viewers going to say, of course he only owns purple ornaments. I mean, what else? No, it was just, I promise, it was just random that there just happened to be a lot of purple ornaments in the box. And here I am making videos about orange, making gold and silver ornaments. There's just lots of purple. All right, let's go to the second add-on of checks. Comes from the illustrious Bob Casey. He got it in there. $250 billion of free home health care and people on disabilities. Is everyone feeling a good mood? I feel in a better mood today. I think that Chuck Schumer grounded us back into reality, which is not where we were over the weekend with that insanity of that guy from West Virginia. $250 billion of free home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. Let's go to that third cluster check, seniors and free internet. Wow. So in that third cluster is where we find a true deliciousness. Everything survived the Senate parliamentarian with the exception of the immigration reform that was removed as predicted. They got in there the free internet, the money for the food across the board, free school meals for all checks. Sorry, they got in there also the money for the farmers, then the free internet, then also the money for my seniors. Comes in two parts: House versus Senate. First, the House got in there two provisions, which are expanding Medicare with a Medicaid gap fix and adding in their hearing benefits, because you never had hearing benefits. Then the senators vowed to add in their dental, vision, and lowering the eligibility age of Medicare. They haven't finished this. You wonder, when are they adding it? They haven't finished this in there. And this is what's par for the course when we talk about MSC, because senators still have a lot of stuff to add in there. They had so much, dramatics from that guy from West Virginia that they haven't gotten to a lot of this add-on stuff. Actually, I don't think I've seen them get to any of it yet. And this is one of the add-ons they have to take care of, MSC, multiple IRS stimulus check. The reason why we use the word MSC is because there are lots of checks in this recon that'll pay you upwards of $15,000. But MSC refers to the one that would go out from IRS. Back in the month of May, these legislators, senators especially, said that they would give you this. 1 or more months. And when they said it, they said same eligibility as a third stimulus check. 75,000 or less single individual got it. Married couple, 150,000 or less got it. Double it. Family of 4, they got as well. Quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, you get it as well. It's not income. It's not taxable. It is offered for all U.S. states across the board. I'm getting a lot of questions from viewers about what about my state's stimulus checks. I'm not covering state stimulus checks lately. So if I have time in the next few days, I will get to it. But I haven't covered state stimulus anywhere in this channel in recent weeks. Let's go then to what has happened in the last few days. Well, 6 senators back in the month of May told thousands of viewers it would go in there. So when the legislation landed in the Senate 2 weeks ago, I said to pick up the phone and re-advocate, and you've done a great job. And you need to keep on doing this. Guess what? The senators are still working. So they're actually having a Zoom meeting on Tuesday, tomorrow. So if you think they're out of town, they're not going to hear your advocacy. No. Their staff is there. This is a work week, folks. So pick up the phone and advocate. Janet picked up the phone and advocated to Chuck Schumer. Very important person to advocate to at this point. He said it's going in there via Bernie Sanders. Then we had the wonderful Bonnie, who was told it's going in there from the illustrious Liz Warren. Sorry, I just forgot that. Then we have Chris Coons telling the same thing to Lynn Glenn. Then the same thing being told by Bob Casey's office to Tyrell. The same messaging coming in to wonderful Donnie and his wife Sharon from Ron Wyden's office. So can continue to advocate across the board. And that's what they want you to do, because guess what? We are at the edge of the finish line. The tow truck has passed over the finish line. That was the RECON procedural. The tow hitch is the RECON substantive. And yeah, that tow hitch has been right at the edge of the finish line for several weeks. I know it sounds strange, but there's a guy who's moving the goalposts, not Jovita Late. In fact, the quotes this weekend was, Joe Manchin's moving the goalposts. I guess they've been watching this channel. I can't make this stuff up. The legislators actually using my quotes to talk about Joe Manchin. So it's important for you to advocate. And that advocacy starts right here. Top legislator for this RECON, his chief of staff says, advocate until this becomes a law. And if there's any reason more to advocate now, it's now. Because guess what? A guy has been sort of derailing the situation, and now everyone is going after that guy, and they're trying to add everything in there that they wanted to add in there and not have it removed because of that guy. They now have a total between congressional senators' offices. You see more context of advocacy for the LA Purple Power than the number of signatures in the American petition. Everyone's amazed by the outpourings, touching stories. Now they have a better understanding of what Americans are going through during this pandemic. They have heartbreaking stories and the voice of the people across the nation in LA. As you have become too loud to be ignored, please continue your encouragement for the continued advocacy as a professional voice of the people you have become until this becomes law. And so who do you advocate to? You want to advocate to those 6 senators who are the wonderful Coons, Casey, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. Let's see their names again. You want to advocate to Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. Pick up the phone and advocate, but also advocate for your wallet, because guess what? The Omicron and Delta variant is really expanding dramatically across the country, and you need third stimulus right now because of your family, because of your home, because of your potential business, and that third stimulus is available right now. So pick up the phone and advocate for that third stimulus. The second half of this video, I'm going to show you how you get this money. This is $5,000. The viewers on this channel have averaged out about $5,000 in the last 2 weeks. If you've had new success stories as well, send it to me as well. I'll feature them live on air. We'll be covering that in the second half of this video. How to get this holiday stimulus. As one viewer said, thank goodness that LALATE is around, because he's showing us how to get money in the face of all the confusion of Congress. That RECON will pass in the month of January. Says Chuck Schumer in a brand new letter released minutes ago. I have the letter for you, and it's exactly what I predicted was going to happen. Then those Senate changes going in there. They haven't finished this. We're going to go over those Senate changes across the board. We're going to go over these incredible programs one at a time, because guess what? You want to pounce as a purple hawk. Don't want to check in February, say, where's the check? You want to know what this money is as soon as it becomes law in January. Student loan debt forgiveness. The latest details on that, plus the breaking details about this stimulus. And I'll take you back to the Federal Reserve and what happened last week if we have time as well. plus a big commentary from me in the final minutes of this video. You know it's going to be big. You know I'm going to go in deep. Stay with me. Those details and more as a big afternoon's broadcast with great news continues right now, direct from Santa Monica, California. See you back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on our big afternoon's LA broadcast direct from Santa Monica. Happy holidays. Hope the weather is good where you are. Jump in the live chat and tell me where you're tuning in from and what are you doing for this holiday week and how the weather is. The RECON is going to get past the early part of January, says Leader Schumer in a brand new letter released minutes ago. I have the latest breaking details, and this is what I predicted to you over the weekend. Senate changes going into that RECON that so far pays at least $15,000. And no time or place to wait for fourth stimulus because you can get your money today from third stimulus. Stay with me. Get your pen and paper ready. You're going to clean up and learn how to get cash in this recording. That's what we do here. We cash checks. Student loan debt forgiveness, the latest details on that, plus the breaking details about this stimulus. We'll go over all these incredible details, and if there's time allowed, I'll be touching over what the Fed Reserve is doing next month across the board. Plus, my commentary in the final minutes of this video. You know I'm going to go in deep. You want to watch that final 5 minutes of this video. Plus, the latest details of what's going on with Omicron and also the COVID situation that originated this strain out of South Africa. So with that, I want you part of this incredible family, and I want you to go under this video right now and subscribe. Subscribe and become part of the #1 most watched financial news channel in America on geopolitical news, which is what you're watching. Like this video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Casino VIP. Thank you for all the incredible new members and all the incredible new subscribers this last week. We're starting to really pick up again. I really appreciate it because this is where you're seeing all the accurate, detailed, informative information and news before it even happens. And with that, let's go into everything that's happening right now. And there's a lot going on. And I certainly wonder in my heart of hearts, can I get it all said in our normal running time of this video? So let me give you a back up and let me give you a forward. Minutes ago, Chuck Schumer released a brand new letter, and that letter is absolutely overwhelming. That letter basically says, we are calling the vote. Back on Wednesday of let's take it back. Let's take it back 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, Leader Schumer said that the fourth stimulus recon, which is what we're talking about, would go to a vote the week of December, which is this week, and pass the Senate. Now, there was a second version of the quote where Leader Schumer said that'll become a law. Now, let's understand, to become a law or to pass is a difference of 1 day. And they certainly had enough days to get it done this week. So, last Wednesday, we were awaiting the announcement that the vote would start this coming Monday. And Leader Schumer was waiting for something else. And what was he waiting for? He was waiting for a letter from the White House to say, call the vote this coming Monday, Chuck. Well, that same Wednesday, the president spoke with press, and they asked the president, are you calling the vote this week? Yeah, I believe the week of Christmas, and I believe it's going to become a law. That was what the president said on Wednesday. Later that day, the president had more meetings with Joe Manchin. The meetings didn't go well. Everyone admits the meetings did not go well. But how badly did they go? Liz Warren, a third party, said she saw Joe Manchin backtracking on stuff that he had already agreed to and suddenly said he didn't agree to. But let's make very clear. We have an actual press statement out from the White House today that says during those meetings on Wednesday, Joe Manchin continued to say he's going to pass the forced stimulus recon, the Build Back Better Act. He said he was going to pass it, and that they were still working on certain provisions needing fixing, and that they would continue to negotiate. That was Wednesday. Okay. So this is no different than how we have been so far. And back over Labor Day weekend, Memorial Day weekend, Joe Manchin was in a room with no less than a half dozen White House staffers in the president's mansion in Delaware and told the president, yeah, I'm going to pass the forced stimulus recon with you. We need to make some changes. In fact, Joe Manchin said this to the press many, many times in recent weeks on the record or in written statement. He's going to pass it, but he needs to make some changes. Okay. And you and I knew the changes he had issues with, like paid leave and some of the corporate tax rates. Okay, pretty simple. So what happened on Thursday? On Thursday, the president, 24 hours, said after saying the recon was going to pass, said, I need a little bit more time. That's certainly par for the course. I'm fine with that because guess what? They weren't finished with every last word. And this is why Leader Schumer said, am I calling the vote or I'm not calling the vote? Now, here is why I would have done it differently, and the viewers would have done it differently. They would have just called the vote this week, because if you have 2 or 3 things left to do, you fix them on the Senate floor. You fix them on the Senate floor. So let's say we have a 3,000-page bill, and you have a problem with 20 pages of it. You fix it on the Senate floor. You don't fix it in the White House Oval Office with a lunch meeting. No, I mean, you do it fast. We're at the 11th hour, we get on the Senate floor, we fix it on the Senate floor when there's those 20, 30 pages. There wasn't a lot to be left to be fixed, folks. So let's make it very clear. And they could fix this on the Senate floor. So most viewers would have thought you should have called the vote. And in fact, you're not alone. Macy Hirono, Dick Durbin, and Bernie Sanders, all since the early days of December, said, just call the vote, and if there's things that we need to change, we change them on the Senate floor. This is what they do. This is what they've done for over 100+ years. This is what legislators do. You don't avoid calling the vote. So on Wednesday, I started the campaign, #ChuckCallTheVote. Then Thursday, we understood that the president didn't want to call the vote until January. I said, okay, but I said this is sort of evasive. Why? The White House is afraid to get a no vote. Now, let's be very clear. I have said this for a while, and we had a conversation about this as a family over the weekend, and I asked viewers, do you think that the White House made a mistake in May not calling the vote because they afraid it was going to fail? Yeah. Viewers said yes. And then every single time I asked viewers, do you think the White House made a mistake not calling the vote because they're afraid it was going to fail? Viewers all said yes. Guess what? Press today is now saying the same thing. The White House should have called the vote and just get people to make a determination. And this is what Dick Durbin and Macy Hirono and Bernie Sanders have been saying since November-ish. I mean, we've been saying this since the middle of May. Well, guess what today Chuck Schumer's saying? I'm going to call the vote and just get it done. Did it have to take 6 months, Chuck, to get through that stubborn New York intellect? He's a smart guy. But Chuck, you should have been calling the vote all along. Because if there's a problem, you fix it on the Senate floor. And you don't just sit behind Zoom chats and avoid calling the vote and say, let's negotiate 10 more pages of the recon. So what happened on Thursday and what happened on Thursday? Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I was pushing the hashtag Chuck Call the Vote. We were going viral. Hashtag Chuck Call the Vote. Purple Brow was going viral again. And then Sunday morning, I still can't believe I'm saying Sunday morning because it's Sunday morning, Joe Manchin appears on TV. Now, let's understand this. Joe Manchin last had spoken to the other sides. The other side, in this case, is his own political party, on Thursday, saying, I'll negotiate with you a little bit more. We have a few more provisions to get done. I support the recon. We're going to get it done. He appears on broadcast news on Sunday morning saying, I'm done. I'm not negotiating anymore. I don't want to hear about this darn bill anymore. Don't ever ask me about it anymore. I'm done. I'm never going to get there. I'm not supporting it. bipolar, split personality. I don't know what to say about this guy. There's a lot to say about a guy who's in a room with when you meet with the White House, when the president, there's a person who's taking notes of everything that's being said. It's in the it's in the White House record. So it's not like I never said that. Yeah, there's a guy sitting there, a gal sitting there making notes. He said on Thursday, I'm going to get this done the next few days. We're having a little negotiations. We're almost done. I support the recon. Have a nice Christmas. See you, in January. He goes on news on a Sunday morning saying the absolute opposite. What does he do? Number one, first, he sends out a message to the Senate Democrats and the White House. Hi, I'm appearing on news in 45 minutes. Why? Sunday morning, the Sunday before Christmas. Everyone has now basically almost left town. I'm appearing on news. Why? I'm going to talk about the recon. Now, this is a guy who every single time you've tried to book him for a on the record statement, are you supporting the recon or against the recon? He has never said against the recon. He's many times said in favor of the recon. But when asked to go into specifics, he won't answer the question. So he books an interview and he books it on Fox News. Oh, ow, that stings. Books it on Fox News, ouch, on a Sunday morning, ouch. So Fox News can't book a response person. You always book a response person. Joe Manchin says this, we're going to book Bernie Sanders for the response. They don't even book a response person. Perhaps it was so rushed that Fox News didn't have the time. I would give Fox News the benefit of the doubt. So they book Joe Manchin. He goes on air and he says, I'm done. I'm not negotiating anymore. Done. Excuse me? Who is this guy? Is this Joe Manchin number two? Who is this guy? This is not what everyone just thinks. This is out of control at this point. The White House press secretary is about to blow a lid. She's about to go from teal to red, which she rarely wears. Because this is a guy who simply has said 1,000 times, I'm passing the recon in everyone's face, and we're almost done, we're going to negotiate a few more days. And he goes on Fox News and says something totally different. Well, I go on air with you Sunday morning with the breaking news as soon as it happens. I'm not going to read his quote. You know what the quote is. And then I immediately had the Bernie Sanders reaction. I couldn't find it. I had to look for it. It was on CNN. They quickly got him. Good job by CNN. And they got him, and Bernie Sanders says, just call the vote. He gives you a Bernie Sanders, Mazie Hirono, Dick Durbin quote, LALATE, Purple Power quote from the last 3 months. Just call a vote. Stop sitting behind the Zoom chat and afraid to address the American public. So what do I say on Mornings LA? I said by Monday, you can see the reaction of the White House. We don't even have to go in 2 hours. We don't even have to go 2 hours. By afternoon to LA on Sunday, we literally have a snowstorm of horrific quotes to Joe Manchin out of the White House, out of fellow Democrats, saying this guy is disingenuous. He's a flat liar. He's a flat liar. He has literally spoken to us face to face about this provision. He's fine with this provision, the recon, and he changes at the 11th hour and says, I will something totally different, and appears on Fox News. Now, let's understand, in the universe of news cycles, if you want to get out news, you get it out on Monday through Fridays, 5 p.m. in prime time, and right on a live feed. If you want to bury a story, you put it on the weekend, on a holiday weekend, when there's no one around, so there's no one that can get to you to get a follow-up quote. And he leaves. So what did I say on Sunday? Boy, there's a reason why you watch me. I have been telling you stuff far in advance before things happen. I tell you sometimes a week before it happens, a month before it happens, sometimes 3 months before it happens. Sunday, right after the Joe Manchin massacre occurs, I immediately say to you, this is great news. This is great news because you know why? Now you call the vote, and in calling the vote on the Senate floor, you have debate, because remember, you first have debate before you have the vote. And during that debate, you normally say, I'm the wonderful senator from Vermont. I'm the wonderful senator from Massachusetts. 5 minutes. I want to talk about why this is great. And usually it's going to be Josh Hawley versus Liz Warren, or Ted Cruz versus Mazie Hirono. But it's not. It's going to be Bernie Sanders versus Joe Manchin. And I said, this is great because Joe Manchin's going to have to speak. He's not going to be able to stay silent. If he stays silent, he's going to look like a fool. And if he doesn't, if he talks, then he's going to have to explain himself, which is what you want. And it's going to be helpful. Why? Because he's going to say, there's a problem with this provision. And I've detailed all weekend long. There are problems with some provisions. Let's not give the White House an e-ticket on this. There are certain provisions. Joe Manchin is exactly correct. And those provisions need to get fixed. And the American people sees this live on C-SPAN. They'll say, okay, yeah, there's something wrong with these provisions. He has a point, this guy out of West Virginia. Fix these provisions. And they'll fix it. And I said, this is a way you get things done. We talk it through. We get it done. And I said, hashtag Chuck Call the Vote. I guess this hashtag campaign worked, don't you think? I think this hashtag campaign, hashtag Chuck Call the Vote, created by the kid that wears purple in Santa Monica, California, back on Wednesday, the week before Christmas. Put this in the historical record, put it on Wikipedia. The kid in Los Angeles with a channel called LALATE started the hashtag campaign, Chuck Call the Vote. It was successful because after starting the hashtag campaign on Wednesday with viewers tagging Chuck Schumer with the hashtag Chuck Call the Vote, Monday morning came this letter. The only thing missing from this letter is, hi, I got the hashtag campaign and I'm calling the vote. Who's the letter by? Chuck Schumer. It's Chuck. He says, I am calling the vote. Thank you. Can we put that on Wikipedia, please? Put that on Wikipedia, please, including with the CR for stimulus that we got done where we put the second stimulus check in the CR. Yeah, we're winning here, folks. We're winning. Again, we're winning. This the hashtag Chuck Call the Vote worked because Chuck is calling the vote. And he's doing exactly what I said he should do. One, you put Joe Manchin, you had the debate, and you have Joe Manchin appear live on C-SPAN. It'll probably be picked up by broadcast media because this is now a very big ratings type of show. This channel is, but the Joe Manchin Dramatics is a big rating show now at the moment. And you run it and you have him talk about it. Then what you also do is that it flushes out the problems in the bill that are there and they fix it and then we get it done. Very simple. More about that if I have time in the final minutes of this video because we're running really long. But let me go right into the incredible provisions of this incredible recon. So here we are. We're back on track. It just feels like we went into the Twilight Zone for a few days and we're back on track. Just a different month, different set, less Christmas decorations in January. But we're just doing the same thing in January and nothing will have changed. Nothing is dead. He wanted to make it sound, Joe Manchin, that the recon is dead. It's not. And let's go into now the incredible checks that are in this incredible recon. We need to go back into our specifics of this video and stay away from all this insanity of what he wanted to take us to. These incredible programs in this recon pay you a lot, and let's go over each of them. And I may go speak a little faster because I don't want to run too long. So get your pen and paper with you ready, and we'll just try to zoom through this. All right, they got the paid leave in there. It's staying in there. $1,700 a week if you make $70,000 or more per year. $800 a week if you make $35,000 or more per year. $400 a week if you make $15,000 or more per year. How many weeks? Up to 4 weeks per year. Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's upwards of $5,000 to $6,000 a year. If you don't work, but your son or daughter does and takes you to the doctor once a week, they're going to get the check for the household. All income levels and W-2 1099s, all type of workers across the board. They got in there. The SALT cap, $10,000. No, it's going to raise up to $72,500 of what you can deduct on your federal tax return of what you pay in state and local taxes. They got $40 billion of checks in there to provide free job training because it means Americans want to take a higher paying job. They got the Medicaid gap fix, which is absolutely incredible. In 12 Republican states, they vowed never to pay for Obamacare. So now the Democrats got a workaround plan in there, requested by Joe Manchin, and they got it in there, that will provide private insurance to low-income uninsured people in those states. They got in there the best provision of this entire recon, $150 billion of free $150 billion of housing assistance with 6 provisions. The 3 are brand new, which are weatherize your home repairs, and first-time home purchases. More about that in a second. And the second provisions are very eerily familiar. Why are they? Because they're from third stimulus, and they are rent, utilities, and mortgage assistance. And the great news, you don't have to wait for them to become, for fourth stimulus to become law. You can get them right today from third stimulus. And we go over those right now. These are incredible items across the board. And normally I would go over the success stories because we're running a little bit late. If you've had a success story, send it to me on private message, social media, or Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or any of those, and I'll feature them live on air when we get through all this confusion of where we are. But let me go right into what the money is and how to get it right now. When we talk about this rent, it is a lot of money. So get your pen and paper ready. Rent, you're going to get this rent. It was upwards of $20,000 to $30,000 back 3 months ago. This is when that graphic was made. It is now upwards of $40,000. Where you get this rent? 6 places. You're ready? Get that newsletter out. And if you're not a member, take notes starting right now. 6 places you reach out to: City Hall, City House Authority; County Hall, County House Authority; State Hall, and State House Authority. And the keywords you could say are rent assistance because of COVID, rent or mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. 3 musts you must do. Number 1, you must get multiple applications on file. Number 2, you must reach out to all 6 places. Number 3, you must get multiple rounds. So if you got a 1 round early this year, get another round today. If you got 1 round a few days ago, get another round from another organization. Next, utility assistance. Go get it. Mark's brother-in-law got $15,000. It's going up a lot. You're going to reach out to all utility companies, and you're going to say utility assistance because of COVID. Snap. Great. Incredible. If you got a third stimulus check, you should not be paying for your own food. How do you get it? From Department of Agriculture. Reach out to them, and this is deliciousness because it's food. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $25,000 a year. Over the next 10 years, he's going to get $250,000 for this channel. Get combo items started by Nisi and Art Sullivan, wonderful viewers of this channel. Since there are 3 items, I've told viewers constantly to get 3 items. And Mark's brother-in-law was at, Mark himself was at 2 items, 32,000. I said, Mark was your third. He got his third, brought him to 50,000. Lorraine, she was at 105, and now she's at 120. So get those 3 items across the board. Let's turn to the incredible story of Johnny, which shows you how to do it. It's a 3-part story. It shows you how to do this correctly. Part 1 of Johnny's story was a few weeks ago. He started watching this channel on a Monday. By Wednesday, he had 3 programs approved, 45,000. Great. But he heard me in the recordings where I said, get as many programs possible approved. He did. By the end of the week, he got 7 programs approved. Why do I like part 1 of the story? Is to get 7 programs approved, he had to make 15 phone calls. You're going to have a 20 to 50% rejection rate, so keep on pushing. And Johnny, by the end of the week, got 7 programs approved. How much did he get? $80,000. Part 2 of Johnny's incredible story followed the following Monday. He reached out to his 2 family members and said, hey, I got $80,000 last week from LA. They said, from what? He said, from third stimulus. They said, how come I don't see this on broadcast media? They don't cover it. He covers it. And this is why it's important. Even today, when you see the mansion story all over broadcast media, they barely even tell you what's in the RECON. They barely even tell you. So that's why you want to watch this channel and get these incredible sums of money. By the end of the week, those 2 family members went from non-believers to believers and each got $50,000. Part 3 of Johnny's incredible story came in about 3 weeks ago. Got a private message from Johnny on social media, Instagram. He said, LA, people kept coming over asking me to help them get this third stimulus. We watched the videos. We became subscribers. I showed them and I helped them. I said, how many did you help? He said 32. I said, Johnny, that's incredible. 32 people. How much money did you get them? 850,000. Wow, that's incredible. So there you go. I want you to get that incredible sums of money. And what should you do? You should go right in this video right now and become a member. Sign up for that incredible membership newsletter or membership right on this video right now. And that membership sends you out the LALATE newsletter. It features the big money from third stimulus Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alert system and the LALATE alert system. It features the 6 places you reach out to covered in this video, the keywords you say covered in this video, the 3 musts you must do covered in this video, but it also features stuff not covered in this video. It features the 5 nonprofits that also provide big money for rent and other items with different eligibility. Also, even appliances and repairs. It features 1 nonprofit that provides a repair. It also features the important statement from Treasury you want to read because you want to know what this is before you make the phone call. You want to become a member today. The membership link is under the video right now, and sign up for that incredible membership so you learn how to get these sums of money and become a winner like everyone else. And with that, let's go back into the incredible provisions that are in the fourth stimulus RECON that will become a law in the month of January, says Leader Schumer. We're going to go over each of those provisions, continuing right now. And we left off at the housing provisions. So the three ones that are new are the provisions for home repairs if you live in a low-income community, weatherizing your home if you live in any place that is a tornado or fire-prone area, and first-time home purchases. This is money given to the seller in your name at the time of escrow. Incredible by the federal government. They got $550 checks in there for the Pell Grant, huge across the board. They got in there the child nutrition. If you're a student and out from school for 30 days approximately, you'll get $65 per month. Then they got in there the money for the vehicle, but then they got one of the best provisions in this entire recon, which is the incredible cheaper medication. This is huge, and this is where the story really went this morning. It's like, how can you not pass this recon? This is the greatest provision we've seen in many decades. 20 medications will be dramatically discounted day one. This is the most expensive medication out there. Medicare Part D, B, cancer, arthritis, diabetes. And then it'll grow to 30 medications in the year 2028. They cannot increase more than the rate of inflation. It's huge. Then they got in there several other provisions. And those other provisions going in there are the universal pre-kindergarten 3 to 4 year olds. They got in there the CTC, child tax credit. Which at this point will have to be rewritten because it's about to expire. Yeah, the earned income tax credit, which was expanded under third stimulus, it's going to expire. And the child care, they're going to have to rewrite that because that's going to expire. Then they got in there the great Pell Grant we went over, the nutrition, and also the housing. And with that, let me go over to student loan debt forgiveness and fifth stimulus and your COLA raise, because a lot of questions come in on this daily. First, there's an offer to take $10,000 student loan debt forgiveness. In view of the events of this weekend, this is why the Democrats should just take things when they're offered. $10,000 offer for student loan debt to be forgiven, the Democrats should take it. The president previously forgave student loan debts for individuals who became disabled or went to work in the nonprofit sector, public sector after graduation. Fifth stimulus, and very important, fifth stimulus and COLA raise. So your benefits are going up 5.9% January 1. Your benefits are income. And so if your income goes up, your SNAP goes down a little bit. It's not going to go a lot down. It's not going to go down more than 5.9% because your benefits are only going up no more than 5.9%. But your SNAP already went up 25% in the month of October. In some cases, someone's benefits are not going down at all. And in rare circumstances, your SNAP benefits would be canceled only if you barely qualify for SNAP because you make a lot of money. But this is all incredible, great news. They're going to remove under fifth stimulus. They're going to do this right behind this. And yeah, people saying fifth stimulus and fourth stimulus at the same time. Yeah, they've done bodies of legislation at the same time. They're going to remove the asset cap, remove the income cap, and remove the marriage penalty. And with that, I think it's time for some commentary. And boy, I don't know how I got the running time to work on this video because I just anticipated this is going to be a 2-hour video because there's so much to say. So, one, I'm very proud of you. I'm just insanely proud of you. If you've watched one another's live chats since Sunday, especially since Thursday. Thursday was when the president said, we're moving this to January. And Sunday was when Joe Manchin says, don't ask me any more about this darn thing. I'm so proud of you because you have remained on focus and point, and you haven't let one senator from West Virginia tug on your emotional strings and draw you into the universe of false reality, which is where he is. And you haven't had the president say, we're going to move this a few more weeks out, a reason to turn yourself into a flashing lights. I've been so proud of you. I've also been proud of you because you've been laser focused on cashing checks. You've been laser focused. Viewers constantly saying, thank goodness that LA is showing us where to get this third stimulus money. Viewers are constantly saying, LA, bring back the third stimulus, because I didn't cover it that much for the last 2 days. I had to zoom over it. And then they're like, can you ramp it up a little bit more? So let me ramp it up a little bit more. Number one, I want you to make sure you got all utilities. So if you got 2 utilities, get 3 or 4. Get every single utility you have. Number 2, get multiple rounds. And the term multiple rounds means a lot of different things to a lot of people. So I'm going to make this very clear. You can get utility assistance from, let's say, the gas company for this month's bill. But then you can reach out to nonprofit number 1 and get utility assistance for that same gas bill next month and the month thereafter. You can do that. And every time you free up this cash, it's huge. Let's do another example. You can get rent for October, November, December 2021 from uh, organization number one. And then from organization number two, you can get it for January, February, March. Every time you're freeing up cash, this is lots of money. And if you have bills where the rent is, $1,000 a month of the utility, each utility is $200 a month, there's a lot of money, folks. There's a lot of money. And you're going to see yourself go from the average of 5,000 to the average of 7,000. And guess what? I ain't leaving the subject. And I believe in my heart of hearts that with the way COVID is going right now, you're going to see a lot more of this assistance. Let's understand where COVID is right now. COVID numbers are out of control. And my advice to you, and this is what I'm doing with myself, is that however you view the situation 2 weeks ago, it is totally different. I mean, I was live on air. I have the graphics here. I still have the graphics on. You saw one of them earlier on this video where I said, hi, by the way, there's something appearing out of South Africa. I'm not quite sure what it is. We know very little about this thing. I first pronounced it wrong. I couldn't get the pronunciation wrong. Omicron. Couldn't even get it right. It was just 2 weeks ago when I was showing this graphic on this channel. And the situation has moved so quickly since then. Very, very quick moving situation across the board. Where are we right now? Dr. Fauci says this will be the dominant strain within a matter of a few days, number one. Number two, deep concerns that the vaccines, about the vaccines and their efficiency. I'm not going to go into too much of it, but what I do want to say is that if you pull up any of your favorite sports news websites and look at how many hundreds of double vaccinated players are coming down with COVID, it shows you the situation is very serious. So what I recommend to you, mask. Do not be in crowded spaces. Change your behaviors back to how you behaved maybe around March of this year. Do not behave how you behaved in September, now in December. This is not that environment. So that's what I'm doing. And guess what? I think this is going to sense a sense of urgency to get the recon done for Stimulus Recon. And I think it's going to really impact the economics of the situation. I'm going to end with some economic analysis because I think that's where you and I win. I think that's where you and I win. Joe Manchin going into this week, not even before the dramatics of what happened this week, said, I'm not sure about this for Stimulus Recon because there's too much inflation. This economy is too strong. You ain't the Federal Reserve chair, dude. You have no idea. You're just all out of control. Because guess what? The Fed chair, Jay Powell, who is the ultimate economist of the situation, the number one guy you're going to rely upon, came out in a statement this last week and said, you know what? This is what we're doing, but we don't know what's happening with the variant or the variants. And if that situation turns to the negative, and guess what? That's the video I was making 2 weeks ago. I said if the situation changes to the negative, the Federal Reserve will change its policy. Let me remind you, before last week, 2 weeks ago, the Fed gave a statement and said, if the situation with COVID changes to the negative, we're going to change our policy. We're not going to put ourselves in a locked box. Then the Fed spoke last week, said this is our policy without any changes to the variant. The changes of the variant in the last 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, it's just out of, here's an example. Saturday Night Live, they thought they're going to have a full studio audience and a full cast and crew on, I think it was maybe Thursday last week, maybe Wednesday last week. They had to make a quick adjustment, a quick overhaul that by Friday they said, no, stay home, don't come in. We're going to do a crew with a limited crew. We're going to have limited cast members. We're going to have new studio audience. They changed it overnight. A lot of the major studios, broadcast channels are starting to look like me. They're starting to look exactly like me because they're doing remote recordings, and this channel is going to look like your broadcast channel again because they're not doing in studio with things across the board. And that is why the economy, whether it's travel, leisure, whether it is small business, I drove around last night. Businesses were really struggling. People are not going to go out and interact with this type of stuff, and they do. It may turn bad for them. So this is why you need forced stimulus, because the economic situation is going to turn to the negative, and we may be in this negative environment till the spring, and that's a long run, 4 or 5 months. So The great news is that you absolutely brought the attitude right. You brought the approach right. You brought the focus right. You really stayed focused on the money. Give me more of that third stimulus. Give me any other third stimulus you can give me, LA. Get me as much third stimulus money as you can get. Keep on delivering all the details, the hashtag campaigns, the social media campaigns. Chuck Call the Vote. Chuck Call the Vote, now historic once again. Our hashtag campaign has now gotten Chuck Schumer to do exactly what we had asked him to do. It's incredible. I'm loving your family. I'm loving you as part of this family. I'm loving this family. And I don't know if I love the strobing lights. I don't know. There's 6 settings, so I will change it as often as Joe Manchin changes his positions. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers to YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like this video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Oh, I want to add with one thing. Stop the music. Coming to this channel in the next few weeks is an overhaul of something brand new. See if I can pull it off. I'm very excited to deliver it to it. You're going to be very excited if you could see it here, because I'm very excited to see if I can pull this off. Didn't know if I could pull this off originally when it launched, and here we are. But let's see if I can pull this next thing off, and you will be very excited if you're part of this community if I can pull this off. It's a new era for this channel. And with that, subscribe. Like this video, and consider becoming a member. Join me next on E! News LA. It's at 5 o'clock, it's a brand new show, and then we have evenings countdown, 6 o'clock, holiday stream stimulus, 7. And then Evenings Extra, which again last night was a blockbuster hit. My God, it's our new 8 o'clock show. And then Calcino will be back. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful day. Always stay positive, always stay focused, always stay focused on the cash. Cash as much money as you can. Go out and advocate for your 4th stimulus recon and advocate for your wallet today. Getting all these big sums of money from 3rd stimulus for yourself right this moment. Get every pretty penny you can get, because this is what we do on this channel. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful afternoon, and stay with LA for more.